From Fortnite removing a most loved item before the season even started, to leaking some of the first Fortnite Mayor skins for 2023, and of course teasing a brand new anime collab, in this video guys we're going over 20 unexpected changes in Season 4. First off though, we need to start off with the rocket ram. Even though this has been one of the best items Fortnite has ever added to the game, whilst Fortnite was still updating and moving from Chapter 4 Season 3 to Chapter 4 Season 4, the rocket ram was actually removed from the files and updated to do less damage. Yes guys, that is right, before the season had even started, this item was already being changed. That is just so insane. I don't think that's ever happened before in the history of Fortnite. Usually with a lot of these items like the shockwave hammer and the kinetic blade, they do get altered throughout the season. Maybe some of them get nerfed or some get buffed, but the rocket ram was changed before the season even began. This isn't the only item that got a massive change though. We also saw the drum gun getting a massive nerf from how powerful it was back during Chapter 2 Season 2. Obviously Midas's drum gun has been one of the most loved weapons in the history of the game, and back during Chapter 2 Season 2 it was also one of the most overpowered items we have ever seen. This is back when the controller aim assist was as strong as it has ever been in Fortnite, so that definitely didn't help the problem either, but this has had a massive reduction not only in damage but also its fire rate as well. Now of course that only one person on the map can have it, and it is sort of random luck to see who gets it out of the vault. I feel like it isn't as overpowered, a lot more even, and can be a lot more fun to use as well. We have seen people using this as their only weapon, which is just so insane to think about, but I've been loving the drum gun and I'm so glad that it's finally back in the game. But let's move on to our next unexpected change guys, and this is with all of the mobility in this season. I mean, during Chapter 4 Season 3 we had basically no mobility. A lot of people were just using cars and motorbikes to get around the map. We did have some augments that helped with mobility as well, but for the most part we didn't have any mobility like we had in the earlier seasons with the shockwave hammer and of course the kinetic blade. Fortnite has gone to the complete other end of the spectrum in Chapter 4 Season 4 though, with almost too many options for mobility. The obvious one is the rocket ram. We do also have shockwave grenades in the game. We have Kit's shockwave launcher, which is again just more mobility. We have some brand new glider augments that have been added, and of course crash pads have finally made their long awaited return. This isn't even all of the mobility that was added. There are some other items that are going to help you guys get around the map as well, but I just feel like they have completely switched it up from almost having no mobility and making it really hard to move around the map to having way too much. I'm not saying any of these changes are bad though, but it is just a completely different playstyle to what we experienced last season. We may as well also talk about how they completely changed crash pads as well. Now the crash pads that were introduced are known as Crash Pad Juniors. They aren't the original crash pads that we did have back during Chapter 2, but these have been changed a lot. These new crash pads don't allow you to jump through builds or walls like the old ones do. They are sort of nerfed, and of course they don't launch you as far. I feel like this is for two main reasons. Firstly, so they aren't as overpowered as they were back during Chapter 2. I feel like people were finding ways to exploit them and make it really easy to get eliminations with these, and of course the fact that they also make the servers so laggy, so by reducing how overpowered these are, I feel like it just makes the servers a lot more stable. Speaking of competitive though, they have also released the schedule for this season's competitive events, and there is one major event missing, and that is the FNCS tournament for Season 4. Now Fortnite is hosting a sort of World Cup Part 2. We have the FNCS tournament in Copenhagen later on during this season, but the biggest change is that there is no FNCS tournament like there has been over the last few years for people to compete in and qualify for while staying at home. You obviously had to compete and qualify for the Copenhagen tournament, and if you guys were unlucky and missed out, then there isn't really too many other tournaments that you can play this season apart from Cash Cups and PlayStation Cups as well. Now on one hand, I do sort of see why they did this. Obviously they are giving away a bunch of money and it is going to cost a lot to host a LAN tournament in Copenhagen, but it would have also been cool for them to host a smaller FNCS tournament just later on in the season for people that didn't qualify for Copenhagen. It is also going to be really interesting to see how these brand new mythical items play out in the more competitive game modes as well, but there is one brand new mythical item that is absolutely awful, and that is TNTina's bow. This was one of the most overpowered items back during Chapter 2 Season 2. A lot of people actually really enjoyed this, and it felt quite overpowered back then. It still wasn't a game changer back then though, but now it is almost useless. Regardless of what item you might get out of the vaults, there is one item that you do not want, and that is TNTina's bow. Personally, I haven't seen anyone using this. I don't know why anyone would even take this, but we're just going to have to wait and see if Fortnite do update this to make it more powerful and stronger as the season progresses. I feel like a lot of people also thought there would be changes to the ranked game mode in Fortnite. Now, this has replaced Arena. It is one of the newest game modes in the game as well, and it was a massive overhaul of the Arena system that had been in Fortnite for a few years. A lot of people didn't like the way Arena operated. They felt like it was just such an old system and it was time for something new, and that is what the ranked game mode actually is. Unfortunately though, there are still some changes that need to be made to the ranked system. Personally, I would love to be able to see what your rank and your progression is throughout the game. I think a little symbol somewhere on your screen would be really sick. They did have that for a little bit, but I feel like it should come back to the game, and there are a bunch of other changes that people really want to see. One unexpected change that has definitely been made for the better though is all of the new recon towers that have been added this season. Along with the vaults, we got recon towers or oversight towers that have been placed around the map. They do appear after a few storm circles, and basically all you have to do is kill a boss and steal the card in order to see every circle for the rest of the game. This is so overpowered. There are a few towers that do spawn every single game, and if you guys miss out on any of the vaults, then you need to get these towers. They are just so powerful, and it is going to help you guys win so much. This has definitely been one of the changes that I've really enjoyed this season, so hopefully it is something that Fortnite keeps in the game moving forward. I feel like Fortnite could continually add brand new features similar to the vaults as the season progresses, or just make changes to what items actually feature in the vaults. For example, right now we are getting a bunch of OG mythical items being added back, but it would also be really cool to see a brand new vault placed around the map that only gave you exotic items. I think that would be really fun. It would change it around a lot, and I feel like a lot of the exotic items have been some of the more creative and fun items to use in the game. I mean, imagine how fun it would be to run around with the dub shotgun in this season, or even if they did add some brand new exotic weapons like an exotic flint knock pistol. I know that would be so much fun to use, and a lot of people would end up going for that vault as well. We also saw the removal of an augment that did give you two exotic guns, and this was the Dragon Breath shotgun and the Fire Breath sniper. Now, these are some of the most fun items to use. Personally, I'm a massive fan of the Dragon Breath shotgun. I thought it was so creative and unlike anything we had seen before, and the sniper was just so overpowered as well. There was an augment added to the game towards the end of Season 3 that would give you both the Dragon Breath sniper and shotgun, but for some reason Fortnite removed this only a few days later, and we haven't seen it being added back to the game. Now, there are definitely some really strong augments in Fortnite. I thought this was definitely one of the strongest ones that we did have, but I still feel like it should have been in Fortnite because it wasn't so overpowered that whoever got these items was always going to win. I thought it was really creative, and am definitely disappointed they removed this. They also seem to remove a brand new style for Kyro Thorn, which was actually teased in the season trailer. It isn't like Fortnite to do this. There is a scene with Kyro Thorn putting Oro's head on a statue, and the edit style that Kyro actually has is a style that isn't available in the game, but rather a mashup of the two styles that you guys can unlock right now. That is so weird. I don't know why Fortnite would do this. It was definitely a mistake, but it doesn't seem like a mistake that Fortnite would make unless this is an actual style coming to the game, maybe with the bonus rewards or just later on in the season as well. We need to move on to some of these skins that Fortnite has changed and added to the game though, and we need to start off with some of the most important ones, and these are the most wanted skins finally returning to the game. Now, most wanted skins were leaked a few seasons ago back during Chapter 4 Season 1. This included the Caper and Alias skin, and they were actually rumored to come out around the start of the year. We have ended up waiting nearly 9 months for these to be added to the game. Personally, I thought they were never going to add these skins just because there might have been complications with them, and of course they are quite similar to the superhero skins, which have been banned and then re-added and then banned and then re-added so many times since they have been added. However, Caper and Alias have finally featured in the game, and they are some of the most popular skins we've seen people using this season so far. I feel like they are a lot more popular than all of the Battle Pass skins combined, and I know a lot of you guys watching this video right now have been using them. This isn't the only skin that Fortnite has finally been added to the game though, we also saw Gold-Blooded Ace returning to the game as well. Now this was actually a reward skin. You could unlock this for free along with the Vault Guardian earlier on during Chapter 4. It was a massive grind in order to unlock them though, so when Gold-Blooded Ace was finally added to the item shop for V-Bucks, a lot of people were actually quite angry about this because they ended up grinding hours and hours for something that they could have just ended up buying. I completely understand this, but with this whole season's theme featuring around the vaults and the idea of a heist, I think it does make sense that the Gold-Blooded Ace was added back to the store. They have also introduced a brand new Transformers bundle, which seems like it was added at the wrong time. Now this isn't officially released yet. There are some people out there saying that you can get codes for this bundle already, but it doesn't seem like it actually releases for a few more weeks. It also doesn't really make sense why Fortnite is releasing this during Chapter 4 Season 4 when we had Optimus Prime and a Transformers themed item, which was the Cybertronian cannon, in the game during Chapter 4 Season 3. I feel like this would have made a lot more sense if it was added last season. So with Bumblebee, a Battle Bus, Transformers skin, and Megatron being added over the next few weeks, it is definitely one of the more unexpected changes in Season 4. Another really unexpected addition though is going to be the Shield Breaker EMP grenade. This was an item that we saw leaked in the trailer. We don't really know too much about this just yet, but the original grenades have been removed from the game to make way for the Shield Breaker EMPs. It's going to be interesting to see if this does damage to players, or maybe it just stops all the turrets from working, and maybe this will affect how the vaults work as well. I'm really excited to see how these work, but we're going to have to wait a few more days or weeks to see these actually being added to the game. Fortnite also teased a brand new anime collab, and this is with One Piece. Now, Netflix has made a brand new One Piece show. It is a live action remake of an anime, which is really interesting, and it does have mixed reviews so far. What is really strange about this though is that One Piece and Fortnite collabed, but not in the way a lot of other anime collabs do take place. We got a creative map added for this collab, which is so strange. We have had no cosmetics added to the game, which I think is a really big mistake. One Piece has been one of the more popular animes over the last few years, so if there were One Piece skins and items added to Fortnite, I feel like they would be quite popular. It does seem like we will be getting another My Hero Academia collab later on during this season though, and that is going to be really exciting. Fortnite looks like it has already teased some of these skins that we're going to see for Fortnite mares as well. When you talk to a few NPCs around the map, they do talk about a swamp themed skin, and of course a brand new molten skin coming to the game very soon. And with Fortnite mares just around the corner, it seems like these could be referring to two leaked survey skins that have been in some of Fortnite's surveys over the last few months. Firstly, we have a swamp themed fish stick skin, which I think should be called Swampy Fishy. I think this would be so sick. It does look really cool and really creative as well. And we do have a Molten Ranger as well, which has been in the files for such a long time, but this is the Love Ranger or the Frozen Love Ranger, just made with a molten or a lava theme. I think that is really cool. I would love to be using this skin right now, but it does look like this will be added to the game over the next few weeks as we get a Fortnite Mares update. Fortnite Mares might not be the only event that we do see this season though, because it seems like Fortnite is finally having another end of season event, which we have waited so long to actually have. I feel like we haven't had an event in Fortnite since the start of Chapter 4. Make sure to let me know in the comments down below if I am wrong about that, but it feels like it has been such a long time, and hopefully by the time Chapter 5 comes around, we are getting events every single season. As always, we don't really know too much about this yet. There have been some updates in the files for a potential event happening later on during this season, but as we move towards the end of Season 4, time will tell, but this seems like it is going to be one of the best seasons for Fortnite so far. Make sure to let me know what you guys think of this, and if you want more videos like this as well, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure to click the video on your screen now.